Hello there, Internet peeps. It's your good buddy Root here to talk comics. And I know, you've missed me, and I want you to know that I've missed you too. Um, and I'm not exactly sure if this has ever happened before, because I really don't remember all of my shows. And I looked on YouTube, and man, I've been doing this a while, and I enjoy it. So I'm going to keep doing it, even though maybe 5 of you ever really pay attention. But moving on, I'm not angry at any of the books I'm talking about this week. That either means A, comics are getting better, or B, my pull list is finally exactly where I want it to be. We can debate which of those is true, but who cares right now? Because Rue has a happy stack. Let's not get dirty here. Let's get to it. Angel and Faith, Volume 1, Live Through This. This collects the first 5 issues of Angel and Faith, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer spin-off that coincides with the comic book Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 9. I'm not going to say that you needed to have read Season 8 to understand this book, but a primer wouldn't hurt. And please don't take that to mean I'm suggesting you read Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 8, because that book was utter dreck. Dragged on way too long and tried to be more complicated than it had any right to be. Go look at Wikipedia or whatever, and to get through Buffy the Vampire Season 8. I've heard Season 9 is a lot better. Volume 1's not out yet, so I can't confirm or deny that, but Season 8 was garbage. This book starts a few weeks after, months. If they said, I don't remember, and I don't feel like flipping through it on screen right now in front of you. A couple weeks or months after Season 8 ended, with Angel feeling all bad about his actions, what he did in Season 8. You have your normal first episode issue monster hunting motif, but it quickly does move on to the actual point and plot of the book, which is Angel making up for new past mistakes he made. I know that it's very, very surprising that Angel is mopey, and that's never happened in any TV show before, but this is actually not a rehash of that. It's more of a continuation of the growth that Angel and Faith both showed in Buffy Season 7, Angel fought the entire Angel series, and it's a very natural growth of the characters. You don't have to have read the IDW Angel books. Again, something I would never recommend to get this. Anything you need to know is included. Basically, the only thing you need to know is at the end of Angel Season 5, LA literally went to hell, like it became a hell dimension all of it on its own. And very few people remember that because they solved the problem because, they're heroes. Again, this is a solid book. I really enjoyed it. Filling in, I'm not going to say a lot of holes from Buffy Season 8, but more in depth of what Angel was doing and what actually happened with him. I honestly think this book might exist only because Season 8 made no sense. But this is a solid book. I give it a B+. I really hope that Season 9 of Buffy is as good. I'm going to give anything Christmas Gage writes a chance. He does some great Marvel work for the X books. And as with all licensed properties, the art isn't the best. It's not as bad as, again, Season 8 was. And that's nothing against Rebecca Isaacs or Phil Noto, these people down here. But, come on, licensed properties never really have the best art. And it's a shame, because they can be good books. Look at the Star Wars Legacy books. Again, try it out. Or don't. I'm not like giving it a high A or anything, but if you're thinking about giving it a shot, go for it. Yeah, so I liked it. I read it pretty quickly. It kept my interest. American Vampire, Lord of the Vampires, issue number 1. I opened my DCBS box a couple weeks ago to find that I accidentally broke my wait for trade for limited series rule. And, well, I saw this and I'm not going to send it back, so I had to read it, and I'm so glad I did. It's a damn good book. Of course, saying that anymore with anything Scott Snyder writes is just repetition, and one of these days he has to write something that's garbage just to break the pattern, but he hasn't yet, in my opinion. The first American Vampire Limited series was called Survival of the Fittest. It was obviously Scott Snyder and Sean Murphy, and this builds upon that story, focusing more on the vassals of the Morning Star, this little agency that hunts vampires, and specifically Agent Book, half vampire raising an ex-vampire. It all makes sense in the comic. Have you ever noticed how when you try to explain a comic book to anybody, no matter what the comic is, it sounds incredibly stupid. So that's just the way of the world. If you like American Vampire, pick this up. If you don't like American Vampire, I really don't understand you at all. My only real complaint, besides I want the trade now because I'm going to stick with my wait for trade for issues 2 through 5 or however long this is that I was really hoping Sean Murphy, Survival of the Fittest, Punk Rock Jesus, Joe the Barbarian, would do all of the American Vampire Limited Series. This is nothing against Dustin Nguyen, who I think I've talked about before. I'm fairly certain he drew... I don't know. I'm fairly certain he drew something else I have. I just can't put my finger on it. Very good art. Sean Murphy and Snyder had such a good sync up. I was hoping for more collaborations. Nguyen is fine. It's solid artist. I can't do it, and he does it well. Again, I was just hoping for more Sean Murphy, because there's no such thing as too much Sean Murphy, in my opinion. Quickly became one of the few artists I'll follow anywhere. Speaking of artists who I now love, Chris Balacho. I suck at pronouncing things. You should know this by now. Wolverine and the X-Men, number 12. This is a damn beautiful book. Compared to when Balacho came along with Generation X back in the 90s, I almost dropped Gen X because of him. Well, way back in the day. I'm old. But he's so much better. He went away for a couple years, but when he came back awesome. The beautiful thing about this book is it's one of the few AVX tie-ins, and I've enjoyed the event, that actually pays a little bit of respect to continuity. This entire issue is from Rachel's point of view. Rachel Gray, she's from the future. She used to be a hound. She hunted mutants. That's referenced in here, something I haven't seen referenced since, I think, Essential X-Men, whenever she showed up. And those talents, and how this is her conflict over hunting people again. We also it shows more of why she joined Scott's team, to protect the future, to hope that future she came from never happens. And she joined Scott's team beyond the whole, hey, look, like everyone else who's ever hosted the Phoenix, I didn't destroy the Earth, so get off our backs. Beyond all that, this showcased her fighting skills. Her and Thor go at it. Not my dog. He's upstairs, probably eating something he shouldn't be. But along with that, we have Kid Gladiator, his hubris, and he gets his ass kicked. His spoilers, the reaction to his daddy coming at the end of this. Beast versus Iceman. You have Angel finally interesting after 30 fucking years, and they made Angel interesting by taking away his personality. Wolverine, Thor, Captain. There's more story packed in here than any of the AVX tie-ins I've read so far, and I've enjoyed most of them. But Wolverine and the X-Men number 12 tells a full story. It's not reliant on to be continued to get the rest of this. The next issue will deal with the Shi'ar. This issue dealt with Rachel, and it was beautiful to read, and it was great to read. If Uncanny X-Men had started 12 issues ago, half as good as this, I'd still be reading it. Fatale, number 6. I'm not going to open this up. I have no idea what's going on in this comic. And I'm going to keep giving Brubaker and Sean Phillips my money as long as they keep making me have no idea what's going on, but want to find out. There's so many comic books out there, and TV shows, and movies, and books, blah, 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 that are confusing for the sake of it. You never really feel like there's a point. Lost kind of got there towards the end. Fatale, you know there's a plan. You know eventually everything will come together, and I want to be there. And the more and more I read of Brubaker and Sean Phillips' stuff with Criminal and all the other books they write, the more I realize that what they produce is a hard drug and not a funny book. Whereas once you take that first hit, you need more, and you need more now. Finally, again, short week. I'm not mad at anything, and I haven't gotten a lot of comic books. Short week. Sixth Gun Volume 3. This is by far one of the best books on the stands. It easily is in the middle to top of my top 10, and I couldn't be happier for the success that the writer Colin Bunn has found because of this. He's writing Wolverine. He's going to be taking over, I think, Captain America or something coming up soon. I couldn't be happy for him, and the entire team that writes this book and draws this book and letters does all the stuff that I have no idea what. Besides the writer and the guy who does all the pictures, I really don't know what most other people do except fill in the colors and letter. But I know it's a lot harder than I think it is, so good on you. You know there's pride in here. You know there's a plan. You know that they put everything they have into every issue. Buy this book. But start with volume 1, and if you haven't bought it or read it yet. Buy it for yourself. Buy it for your kid if they're above the age of 8. Buy it for your boyfriend, girlfriend. Hell, buy it for that dickhead who's always saying that comic books suck. The story's engaging. It's always moving forward. There's no wasted motion. You know there's a plan. You know that they know where they're going with it. And again, sometimes you read something, you watch something, you hear a band where you know everybody involved loved what they did, and this is what they've always wanted to do. And I don't know how long Colin Bunn and the rest of the creators of this book have been planning this, how long they've been back their head, but you know that at some point in time, before this was published, The Sixth Gun is a story they wanted to tell, and they're telling it damn well. Buy it, read it, love it. This is a book that I can't wait till little Ruru, who is just now over 1, because he used to be this big, now he's like this big. I can't wait till he reads it. I want to watch him just discover this world. That's it for this week with comics that I've read and things I want to talk about. There's something else I do want to quickly talk on. Go to your library. I know it looks like that I spend, I do spend a lot of money on comic books. You should see what's behind the computer. And I do. I really do spend a lot of money on comic books. Less than I want, more than I should, as I always tell my wife. And actually less than some of the people I know on the internets and the stores I go to. Not the point. But I've started, and this started a couple years ago, you realize that if you want to try new things and you don't want to spend the money on stuff that might suck, go to the library. This right here was from just my last trip. New Teen Titans Omnibus. I have 2 Silver Surfer trades here because I've never read anything about him besides Annihilation, and I actually wanted to know more about it. I was like, well, go to the library. Justice League Lost Volume 2, because I read the first volume. Oh, that was awesome. This will eventually be in a review. And it's just, I'm trying to find old Avengers books that don't suck. I tried The Coming of the Beast, and I couldn't get past 3 pages. Golly gee willikers, the 70s had horrible writing. Maybe it was 6. I don't know. It sucked. But go to your library. If they don't have graphic novels, ask for graphic novels. They need your business. They want your business. And they want people to come in and get more books. That's how they get more money from the government, from taxes. You're already paying for the freaking library. Use it. The best part about this is it's free. I owe $6 to the library, and that's over 3 years of late fees and hundreds, thousands of dollars worth of comic books that I've read. Again, this is one trip. I have a bunch of stuff on hold because they have the whole online thing. So you don't have to go to the library to see if they have it. Just go, I would like this book. Oh, they have it. Hold. And if they suck, you didn't pay for it directly, and it doesn't really matter if it sucks. I've discovered so many things from the library, things I've started buying, things that I haven't, like Hulk. It's an okay book. I'll keep reading trades as they come. I just don't want to spend money on it, I'll be honest. And it's not worth my time to... Of course, I would never steal or torrent a book. That is wrong. That's it, really, for this week. Reviews. This part right here. RU views are on Facebook. I am Garu on Twitter. And also, at the moment, at the Outhousers, THEOU... The Outhousers, one word, on Twitter, and also ThanosCopter_OH on Twitter. Apparently, I'm running like 4 Twitter sites right now. My dog has a Twitter site, the Dog God Thor. If you want to follow him, he's pretty cool. He talks a lot about bacon for some reason. He's a dog, so I don't know. But that's it. Have a good week. Later, peeps. Enjoy your comics, because. Hold on for a second. No, I do have a lot of haters on the internet who read, whether they're stealing or buying or just Brian stealing comics, for the sheer sake of hating them. Don't waste your time. Don't give yourself the ulcer. Don't piss yourself off on purpose. If you don't like something, don't read it. If you don't like Quesadillas Marvel, don't read Quesadillas Marvel. If you don't like DDO's DC, don't read it. If you don't like New DC, don't read it. Don't keep reading it just to be a hater, because that's all you are. There's constructive criticism, there's realizing you dislike a book to drop it, and then there's reading 30 years worth of comics where you've hated every minute of it just so you can sound like a fucking tool on the internet. Stop it. It sucks and it makes you look like an idiot. Okay, for real this time, that was an unscripted rant. I don't know. I'm not going to type that out. That'd be dumb. I'm in a mood tonight. Comic books make me happy. Talk about comic books make me happier. Have a